crazy thing is, I had actually relapsed. Right, I had been sober for a while and I had relapsed, and now I didn't know they were gonna drug test me this day. And we go in there, and they're like, "Yeah, you need to drug test so you can get into basically be eligible for probation, get into drug court and shit." And I was like, "Oh shit." I'm thinking I'm going to jail today. Yeah. But my lawyers, and even the lawyer, he's like, "I ain't gonna lie, dude, you're fucked." Those are the exact words. He's like, "You're fucked, dude." I was like, "What?" I'm like, huh?
Like, you supposed to be my lawyer. I was supposed to have faith in you. All right, we back, y'all. Another episode of the Unquestionable Podcast, bro. We got Gotti here. Yo, shout out to the homie for pulling up.
Yes, sir. What's happening?
Thank you for pulling up, bro. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate y'all having me, bro. This is dope. I like what y'all doing.
No, I appreciate you coming, bro. How you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing good, bro. It was a long day. I came straight from cutting hair. I was in the shop all day. Came straight here. My bad. I was late, bro. I was trying my hardest, bro. But they was trying to get in. I squeezed a couple people and they had some money, so
can't say none of that. Can't say none of that. That's what always comes first. No problem. Yeah. Nah, but bro, like going into barbering, we want to hear more about kind of what got you into it, your past, your background, growing up, everything like that.
Hell yeah. So I used to always try to cut my mom hair when I was a little kid. I don't know why. Like, I look back at it now, but I guess I liked it back then, right? Like, so she used to, one time I accidentally cut it with real scissors, so she got me the plastic ones. Okay. And she used to let me fake cut her hair. And then I started I remember I would line myself up with a big razor. After. But I'd have it hella short, like a one, and then you could line it up like that. I see my cousins do it, so I started doing that. And then we had moved to Concord from out this way, right? And there was no barbershops out there that I knew of. So for a while, I was going to this one Chinese lady. But the crazy thing is, she knew how to do lineups. Like, she used to do designs, and the lineups was cool. It was cool. But eventually, this dude named TJ, that's my uncle right there. Shout out to TJ. He from Oakland actually. But he ended up, when I was in 6th grade, he ended up opening this shop out there. And there was other barbershops around at the time, but I didn't really like them. I didn't like the way they cut my hair, but he opened it. And I went there, and he knew how to do everything I wanted. Like, he used to do the Bay Bridge in the back of my head and shit. And I was 12 when I first started going there. And then, he knew all my folks, my mom, my dad, everybody. So my mom used to drop me off there. I used to hang out there. On Saturdays, there's hella people there. You gonna get stuck there for 4 hours probably. And my mom gonna go do errands and shit, so she not really tripping. So she moms back then, they liked it. They knew they could drop their kid off and leave him there for 4 or 5 hours. Just because this is 2005, 2006. And then eventually, as I got older, I'm not going home after school. I'm freshman, sophomore year. I'm going to the barbershop. I'm just hanging out. They let me smoke weed with them now, shoot dice with them, all the fun shit. You know what I mean? And it gets to the point I'm selling them weed too, so it's cool. It's the place to be.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, and I just hung out there a lot. They actually saw, and then when I was 16, I had been lining myself. I had got a pair of peanuts. You know what the wall peanuts is? The little white ones. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all seen them?
Yeah.
I had a pair of them, and I was lining myself up, and my partners used to be like, that shit look fake cool. And that, we used to be wanting to buy weed and shit, so their moms used to give them $30, $20. Back then, haircuts was cheaper. For a haircut, they'd be like, hey, just cut my hair, and then we'll buy weed with the money. And I'm like, it's good. Yeah. And that's what we used to do. And then, so that's kind of how it started. And then my barber would see them when they come in. They'd be like, hey, that's kind of cool, Mike. Mike, that's cool. That's not that bad. You might as well start doing this. And then he had gave me a pair of old rusty ass clippers. And that was my first pair of real clippers, other than some Walmart joints or something like that. But they worked, and that's when I started messing around. And then eventually I ended up going to barber school later on and all that. And then there's a whole more story to that too. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy, man. It's like you going out to barber school and you taking that step to be like, all right, I'm gonna be ready to pretty much just get it going, get it popping,
Yeah, the crazy thing is I went to barber school twice. I wasn't ready like you talking about your first time. I wasn't ready at all, bro.
No, talk more about that. Why weren't you ready?
Most people be getting a barber school after they're done. They're ready to
so look,
open up their shop and shit.
My hat. Check it out. So look, what happened? This is what happened. So, like I said, I had been doing it for hobby and stuff, like how I was telling y'all. So, when I was 19, I went to jail for my first time. And when I had got out, I hadn't had a job yet. And I hadn't been back to school since I had already dropped out of high school. I had got a GED. But, so my mom and my PO at the time, they're like, look, my mom like, either you gonna get a job or you gonna go to school or you gonna get out. And my PO like, either you gonna get a job or you gonna go to school or else like, we gonna take your ass back to jail. And I was like, all right. And then so I was like, I ain't gonna get no job. Like, I was like, I don't want no job. So I was like, and you know, I'm still in the streets and shit. So I'm like, I'll go to school. So I'm like, but I'm gonna go to barber school. So I go. I make it like 7 months through. So yeah, like 7 months. I was like, that's like more than halfway, damn near. And I ended up getting arrested again, and I get dropped from the class or whatever, right? And I ended up going back 5 years later and going back to barber school again. And that was after, you know, because when I got out, everybody was like, oh, you gonna go back to school? I'm like, nah, fuck that. Like, I'm gonna just keep running the streets and shit. And I actually ended up, the thing that made me go back for the second time, during COVID, I had caught a case. I actually just got a probation for it. I just finished probation like a couple weeks ago. Right, appreciate you. Boy, I thought I'd never gonna get off. But so I ended up catching that case. Right, it was a sales case. So when it's COVID time, right? So when it happens, what happens is I get OR because it's COVID. They not really keeping nobody unless you like beating up your baby mama or like killing people. You know what I'm saying? So they OR me 72 hours. When I get out, I already know that like I'm in Nevada. This is how shit happened in Nevada. I'm in Nevada. I'm from the Bay Area. I got caught with a gun too. So I'm like, they finna try to fucking throw me under jail out here. I'm like, I gotta get. As soon as I got to her, we packed up all that shit, got the fuck up out of there. You know what I mean? And then we came back to California now. So I had saved up like a little hood rich fortune at the time, like close to 100,000. But that shit went away. We was living in hotels and shit. And I ain't gonna lie, I stopped hustling, but I'm still getting high because I'm doing perks and all the shit at the time. Like I'm making a lot of money. I'm fucking off. I got a bad drug habit too. At the same time, it's crucial. Like I'm spending like $500 a day on pills, but I'm making so much money it don't even fucking matter. Right? Yeah. And it's bad, but so now I'm just fucking off all the money because I gotta stay in hotels. I need to get high still before I get sick or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So, mind you, it takes like 12 months for them to file. You know what I'm saying? 11 to 12 months for them to file. I have another warrant out at the time. Me and her is door dashing. Let me sip this water real quick. I don't have a license. I ain't had a license in years. She tired of driving. We've been on the road for the last month. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? So I'm driving. We get pulled over because we don't have a front license plate. Right? It's in the window, but it's not on the front. That's what she just was bored. I already know. She's like, you got a license? I'm like, nope. She's like, what's your name? Run my name. I'm like, I don't know exactly what warrant I have. I'm like, but I could feel it. Like at this moment in that time of my life, I was living with warrants, multiple warrants all the time. Like it was normal. So like getting pulled over by the police wasn't even an option. So I'm already know. I'm like, here we go. She come back. She's like, yeah, you got a warrant. It's a different case out of another county, right? That I've been had a warrant for. So they picked me up on that. Or they had just filed or something, who knows? But I had been on the run I had left from the other case, if this all makes sense. Yeah. Went down for the other case. They hadn't filed yet. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I left on that one from that state, came back. They had filed on the charge they probably had been waiting to file on. And then they got me like that. I had ended up bailing out at the police station. I didn't even make it through extradition or nothing because I was supposed to go to another county that's hella far. And so when I get out, I'm like, I gotta do something. Like, I can't just show up to all these court cases with my life the way it is. Like, you feel me? I'm like, I'm on drugs. You can clearly tell I'm on drugs too. Like, it's not a secret. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go to rehab and then we'll figure it out from there. Let me get clean first. Let me make that the first step. So I go to rehab and I do 3 months. I'm cutting everybody in the rehab. I had my pops, he dropped me off some Walmart clippers. That's it. Just the clipper though, not the liners, nothing. Just the clipper with some guards and some cigarettes. That's what he gave me, I remember. And I've been cutting myself in there and cutting all the people in there. Even some of the people that work there, I was cutting them. And by the end of it, you get an exit plan. And they're like, Mike, that's my real name. They're like, when you leave up out of here, you have a gray head on your shoulders. You're very smart. Like you're very talented. You know, you're good at doing a lot of different things. You articulate. Your sky's the limit for you if you just stay on the right track. I'm like, yeah, I know. But I've been hearing that shit all my life, so I'm like, yeah, whatever. But they're like, bro, for real, make an exit plan. They're like, you should go back to barber school because you said you've been to barber school before, and we seen you cut hair, you good at cutting hair.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're like, you know what? Call them tomorrow. I'm like, all right, because at this time I'm like in the headspace where I'm like, I'm willing to do whatever to save my life because I already know I'm looking at like anywhere from like 5 to 10 years for show in Nevada by itself. I'm not really worried too much about the other case. I know they're gonna just give me a little slap, but the one for the drugs and the gun, I'm stressing about that. So I'm like, all right. Because they haven't even filed yet, but I know I'm on borrowed time. So I end up calling them. I enroll back. Mind you, they don't know it's me from the last time. And I didn't even tell y'all how bad I was at that school the first time. I was selling heroin in there. I was selling meth in there.
Damn.
You feel me? I had Knox coming in, like trading me PlayStation 3s and shit, like on some real Knox shit, like in front of everybody. Crazy. Like niggas, like they knew what was going on. But like at the time they were so busy trying to make sure their school was staying afloat because it was so new and they were trying to get accredited by FAFSA. So they're kind of like letting shit slide. And I'm pushing the envelope hard. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Hard. But they're letting me go. And then eventually I end up getting dropped. So they're like, whew, thank God. But I don't tell them it's me. They don't realize it's me. So I get back enrolled. So when I finally get up out of there, a week later, I start in barber school. And then the first day the director sees me, but we have masks on because it's post-COVID. Like we can be around each other, but you gotta have a mask on, remember? Yeah. And she's like, hey, pull your mask down. I'm like, and I know who she is, right? And I'm smiling already because I know who she is. And she says my name, you know what I'm saying? She was like, we gonna have problems this time? I'm like, nah. And I told her what I've been, I just finished rehab, my bad buddy. I just finished rehab and I'm here to do it different this time. She's like, all right, cool. And then she was like, I'm gonna give you another chance because if you didn't say what you just said, I really don't want to let you come back. And I was like, it's good. Like, I get it. You know what I mean? I deserve that. But thank you. You know what I mean? For the opportunity. Yeah. And then, I do my thing at barber school and the crazy thing is I almost didn't finish again because now I'm telling you I'm on borrowed time, right? We're like, maybe I have like a month left before I graduate. We go to the club. I remember I was already working in the shop. It was a Saturday. My boy called me. He like, let's go to the club. We go. Fight happen outside, whatever. The police pull up. They run my name. They say, you know you're a felony fugitive. I'm already knowing. I could just feel it. Even though I didn't know if they had filed for sure or not, but I just said, I can feel it right now. It's going to be the time. Like, everything's going way too good. I'm already making money in school, booked out, working at the shop, and doing school all at the same time. I'm like, it's going way too good. I already know. Yep, take me. Boom. I know that Reno has to come pick me up because the case is out there. I talk to the school. When my girl talks to the school, they're like, the thing is they had just got, the hours had just got reduced at the school to less than what I'm supposed to do. But now the curriculum is different. So now FAFSA has changed the rules. You can't go on leave of absences, LOAs. Before you could do that, I could have really just took like, hey, I need 2 months LOA to make sure I don't miss no school. Yeah. But now you have only 2 weeks before you can come back. And it just went into effect, right? Like a week before I got arrested. Yeah. So like now I'm in a rock and a hard place, right? She's like, you have 2 weeks to get back, and that's all I can do. And I'm like, okay. When Reno tell you they coming to get you, the day they say they gonna be there, they be there because they we gonna be there on this day. It's literally 2 days before I need to be back at school. They already telling me, the lawyers and even Reno, when they pick me up, they're like, oh yeah, you have a bail. If you got the money on your books, you can bail out when you get there. I already had put the money on the books because I knew that. So my girl had put the money on the books. I get there, I bail out. As soon as I get there, I only sit there for like 8 hours, maybe 12. I forget. It sucked. I know that much. Then I ride the Greyhound back to Sac the next day. I get to Sac at like 1 o'clock. My boy that I got arrested with, well, he didn't get arrested, but I was with when I got arrested. He feels so bad for taking me to class that night. He come pick me up from Sac. The teachers let him leave too because they know that he coming to get me because he's supposed to be at school. Yeah. He meet me in Sac at 1. I'm talking to her on the phone. She like, you have to be here before like 30 minutes before school's over. School's over at 5. I make it there like 4:20, clock in, and graduate like 3 weeks later.
That's lit.
That's a wild ass story.
Right.
Wild ass story.
Right. Talk about roadblocks,
back and forth, bro. Stressing to the last minute.
Bro, I never thought I was gonna finish barber school, especially from my first experience. Like even when I first started back, it felt like the mountain was so high to climb. I just remember the first day, like we gonna see, like either this is gonna go extremely well or this is gonna go extremely bad.
How would you say that those like trials and tribulations have shaped you as like a barber, businessman, entrepreneur?
I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change any of it, bro. You know, they say that like, you know, your trials and tribulations really make who you are. It's true, bro. I wouldn't be as hungry, as wise, as polished as I am now if it wasn't for all those mistakes and shit I went through before.
No,
I'm a touch the stove type of dude. Like you say, how long? Let me see. Like I've always been that guy, so I had to learn all the lessons the hard way. But it's like I learned so many more lessons than I'm only 30, but even when I was in rehab, I met dudes that were like 60. They're like, bro, you've experienced more life than I have at 60 and 30 years already. Like, so I feel like it's helped me a lot.
No, definitely.
That's dope. Yeah, as long as you came out and you did the right thing, bro. No matter how you get there, the path is the same. The same road that everybody take who was successful. You know what I'm saying?
It's a rough road. It's a tough road, but it was all worth it, bro. I wouldn't change it, and I'm blessed for sure. So shout out, you know.
That's what's up. So talk about how a little bit of how you got started with the content creation, bro.
All right, so that didn't happen until like a year or 2 years later after I got out of school. I was already making a name for myself in the barber industry, right? Like I was doing barber battles, I was winning and shit. I had a great list of clientele. Like I was popping wherever, you know what I mean? I was super lit as a barber. Even coming out of school, I was already winning barber battles. So I was like a D1 draft pick coming out of barber school. I could go to all the dopest barbershops in the Bay Area, even all the way to Sac. People in Sac was asking me to work in Sac. Like the dopest shops was like, come work here. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But what I decided to do was I decided to go be by myself in Antioch at a shop where I was going to be the only barber. Because I had already worked in a couple of shops while I was in school. So I already kind of had an idea of what I was doing. So I'm like, I don't even want to go to a shop that's established. I'm finna just eat, right? I'm like, because I was already in that mindset, like, I'm going to eat regardless, like, because of all the stuff I had went through that we had just talked about, I was in a different mindset. I'm like, I want to do it this way. I don't want no help. And everybody's like, you sound crazy. So I'm like, oh, for real? I love hearing it. Like, you sound crazy. I'm finna do it then. And that's what I did. And I ended up just start buzzing. So I focused on that for like the first like 2 years. And if I didn't, content wouldn't be a possibility because a lot of my content other than the skits is the gems and like the game that I give out to the young barbers. And if I didn't do the 2 years hard, 7 days a week, 9 in the morning to 11 o'clock at night, I didn't take a break for like the first like 2-3 years. You feel me? Yeah. And if you include barber school, that's like 4 years. You know what I'm saying? And
you were doing content like while you were coming up too? Or
this is when I'm just posting before and after.
Oh, okay.
At this point, but I have to do all this to even have the concepts to make the content, you feel me? Because even in my skits, it's relatable because it's a real life situation. I just made it funny. But
like, did you make like just videos of you just cutting hair regardless?
Yeah, always. No, so I was posting. I was always trying to find cool ways to post haircuts, but I wasn't trying to be a personality.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So like, I had built up like 2,000 followers of local people for haircuts. Yeah. Or like other barbers that like.
And then you got more into the skits of like barbering and all that. Okay.
I got you. Like 2 years, almost like 2.5 years into me already.
Because I feel like barbering and like even tattooing is like kind of almost the same thing where like you guys promote the art as a tattoo artist to where barbers, they promote like, you know.
Oh yeah, without without no social media right now, it's a lie. It's gonna be a hard journey for you. You know what I'm saying? For sure. So I was already doing before and afters, trending sounds, you know, stuff like that. Yeah. I was hitting a little bit, but I wasn't worried about being an influencer. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was not my goal. I just wanted clients. And that's what I tell barbers now. You don't have to be an influencer, but if you want to get clients, this is how I did it. And I did use a lot of Instagram to get a lot of my clients. Because I would just make every haircut I did, take a picture, post on your story, tag the dudes you posted, and be like, I didn't care. Before you even got out this chair, you finna repost this. You feel me? And I made sure everything was getting reposted. And like I told y'all earlier when we was talking outside, you cut one leader of each friend group, they all gonna get cut. And that's what I was doing. But yeah, so fast forward after a little bit, like 2.5, 3 years into like me just grinding, right? Fresh out of school. I end up finally starting to settle this court case, right? Because after I had built out, now I had waited for like another 11 months to go to court. And then I finally started going to court. The crazy thing is I had actually relapsed, right? I had been sober for a while and I had relapsed. And now I didn't know they were going to drug test me this day. And we go in there and they're like, yeah, you need to drug test so you can get into, basically be eligible for probation and get into drug court and shit. And I was like, oh shit. And I pissed dirty. And they were like, okay, I'm thinking I'm going to jail today. Yeah. But my lawyers, and even the lawyer, he's like, I ain't gonna lie, dude, you're fucked. Those are the exact words. He's like, you're fucked, dude. I was like, what? I'm like, huh?
Like, you supposed to be my lawyer.
I was supposed to have faith in you.
My lawyer.
Somehow, because I've already been through this justice system shit. And I'm like, bro, just talk about how you really you fucked up, you relapsed, you had just got sober, like tell them you go back to a program and shit. So I go back to an outpatient program. I'll piss test every week, whatever you want to do. They're like, you're going to piss test twice a week. And either you can come all the way out here to do it, or you can pay for it yourself and go back home. I'm like, well, fuck, now I'm going to have to pay for it myself. I'm paying like $150 twice a week to piss test for them.
Yeah.
Feel me? At like a lab court. You know what I mean? Like with just people trying to get jobs and I'm trying to stay free and shit. You're not supposed to go there for these kind of drug tests. And then, so I did that for like a month or two. I had a caseworker and shit, and I would check in with that fool. And so at the time, you can't even smoke weed, right? So I'm like, fuck, I'm so bored. I'm sober as a motherfucker. Like, you can't even drink because they're alcohol testing. Yeah. So I'm sober than a motherfucker. Can't even smoke, drink, nothing. All I can do is smoke cigarettes. And I'm like, I'm hella like, I need something to like fucking like just think of like do and fucking once I get into something, what's the word I'm looking for? I like over excel or like I binge on it or like I just get way too into it. It's like an ADHD, hyper focus. It's like an ADHD trait. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I really, but I'll do it until I master it, and then like. But I'll be so hyper fixed on it, like just so focused on it. That's it. Like I'm tweaking, staying up till 2 a.m. watching YouTube videos and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I get like that, and I'm like,
that's
until
how
I figure out where I get where I want to be, I'll tweak. You know what I mean? I run myself just like ragged doing it. But so I was like, I'm gonna start making content. Cause I was bored. So I was saying, I started making those little like the trending sounds, like voiceovers, funny ones. I was going for the funny ones. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, funny sells, right? And I was like, if I can make it to where the other barbers can relate to it, people will repost it. I was like, all right, cool. And most of my followers at that time were barbers. So that made the most sense. Or the client of a barber. You know what I'm saying? So make it about one or the other or about both. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I started doing that and I did it for like a couple of weeks and I was kind of doing it like every couple of days, every day or every other day. It wasn't that consistent. And I got a milli, like, and the milli happened in like 3 days. Like I just remember it went 100K. And then I woke up the next day, it was like 300K. And I woke up the next day, it was like $1 million. And it was
it's pretty far.
This little it's 79, nigga. I swear you gonna die, nigga. The little nigga, Baby Reed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was his sound, his freestyle. And I was like, and I just played the sound. I like had me with the clippers standing behind this chair, like gigging to it. I was just gigging to it, right? And I made it like, and I put like POV, you make Lil Bro rap for a free lineup. And that shit went fucking viral, bro. And I kept going after that, like, but I still wasn't being that consistent. But like that's as it's going to $1 million. Like I think the next one, by the time it hit $1 million, I had just posted my next video. That was like 3 days later. But that's when my girl was like, "You could do this for real. Like you just got $1 million. You're just getting all these followers." Like I went from like 3,000 to like 6,000, 7,000 followers in like a couple of days. So I'm like, all right. So the next one I think I did, I slapped my partner in the back of the head with some powder and we made it look, it's not even real, but we made it look so real. And he chased me around the shop and everything. And we made it look so real that everybody thought it was real. And that was my second $1 million. And I posted that like, literally that was like my follow-up video to that.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. And then from there I just
grind gets you.
went crazy. And then
hard on it.
I was telling y'all, I started geeking and I got on YouTube and I was like, I literally searched how to sustain Instagram growth or some shit like that from viral video. And then I started watching all these different dudes that were showing me how they would grow their whole page, like 10,000 followers in 90 days, right? It was basically post once a day, every day for 90 days, but make sure you post good shit. Like relative, educational, or funny. But if you can do all three, you're gonna ding 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 win the prize. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's what I started. That was my formula from there. And then I just started figuring it out. And then I started doing different, you know what I mean, skits. And then I got into actual skits, not just the voiceovers. Like every Friday I ever reenacted, or every movie, like All About the Benjamins or Paper Soldiers or something like that I ever reenacted as a child growing up, like to perform in front of. I used to do that. So I used to watch like hood movies and then reenact them and perform for my aunties and shit.
That's hella fun.
And you know what I mean? Like my favorite characters was like any of my characters, like Day Day or like Reggie from All About the Benjamins, or like any of those hood movies, bro. That was my shit. So like when I started doing the skits, it was like, this is easy. You know what I'm saying? I just use movie references as my foundation, but then kind of just related to barbering. And then I had unlocked this. I peeped out. I was like, oh shit. I was going to just be a barber influencer, right? But I just unlocked this niche where people like my barber content, but it's not even barbers either. It's barbers and people outside. Yeah. And I ended up getting on Thizzler and all types of shit. And then it's just from there, that's when I just kept going, bro. And the content has evolved, and you know what I mean? This is from there.
That's dope, bro. You ever go through anything like while you're doing that? Because I know, like you said, you cracked off pretty early. Was there ever any like drought, like where you felt like, damn, like this is just a lot of work?
Fuck yeah. yeah, all the time, bro. So what happens is, bro, when you're a content creator and you're getting followers, you hit ceilings, right? So you gain I got to like 15, I got stuck, right? And I got to like 20, I got stuck. And I got to like 30, I got stuck. But what happens is you've gained all the followers you can from the level of content you're pushing out at that moment, right? Yeah. So you have to evolve, because people are getting tired of seeing the same thing. And yeah, you might be making a For You page, but all those people, you're getting the views because people are seeing it, but they've seen you do this already. Yeah. Even though they might not have added you. So now it's time to elevate and evolve, or add another kind. And then every time I would hit a ceiling, I would just add. You know what I mean? Like, let me find another concept. Let me play with some concepts. Let me and then keep the ones that are working, of course, but like even revamp those and make them a little bit better. You know what I mean? Somehow, some way. And then you gotta like, not only just that, like when I got to a certain amount, you get to a certain amount of followers. At first, I wasn't talking to schools. Or at first, first thing I started doing, I hit 10K, I wasn't doing ambassador deals and promos. I started doing those. You know what I'm saying? And then it got me to the next step. And then I got stuck again. I think the next thing I hadn't spoken in schools. Started speaking to schools. It got me to the next hump. Then it was, I got to a hump and I was like, make a clothing brand. You know what I'm saying? And then I just keep elevating from there. And then I made a Shopify. And then you know what I'm saying? Now I've done this. I started going to these shows with my vendor booth. Now I'm doing this on top of this. And you know what I'm saying? And it's just always about evolving and growing. You're always going to hit ceilings though. It's about trying to figure, because you're going to come to that point where you're like, fuck, I think this is as far as I'm going to go. Because it feels like that. You get to the ceiling and that's what it feels like. And I'll talk to other content creators, they say the same thing. And it's like, just try to push through it, figure it out. Yeah. And that's the hardest part about it. But shit, as long as if you want to do it, you'll figure it out, bro. You know what I'm saying?
No, definitely.
It gets frustrating though.
No, I feel
like writer's block or something.
Yeah, 100%. For sure. So you talk about, the online following, and then you talk about how you made a clothing brand. Like, how did that like switch flip in a sense, and you make that transition from that online presence into like profiting off of that online presence? You know what I'm saying? Outside of just the bookings, you know what I mean?
Right. So I had to hit that ceiling, right, that I was talking about. So I was around like 30,000 followers. And I mean, I'm at 50. I'm at 49 point something right now. I'm about to hit 50. But I was at like 30,000 followers at the time. And I was getting booked for all these shows, and it was cool. I had already went through the phase where I did my free shows, right, where I didn't get paid for anything. But I was just an up and coming name, Mm-hmm. So I did them for the exposure, and then I got to the point to where I was doing them where they were flying me out and they're paying me a little bit of chunk of change, and in the room and stuff like that. But then you start to realize, I just took a whole weekend off of cutting hair to come out here and shake hands and kiss babies, which is very cool. But after about the 10th time, you've been to every state that has a barber show. So you can only do this so many more times before it's not doing anything. Yeah. And me and my girl had sat down. We're like, we have to figure out a way to make this worth it because it's a platform. Like you have a platform.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Everybody loves you with these things. You're one of the biggest things in there when you're in those rooms, and it's clear as day. We don't have anything, and that's when we dropped the clothing line, and it just so happened, or we'll started talking about dropping the clothing line, right? And it just so happened that the Clipper brand that I had signed to, maybe a few months before that, had been beefing with, like it's an industry beef with another company. They don't have, they have Clippers now. At the time, they didn't have Clippers. They just have products. But it's like the biggest brand, the most successful brand. The dude's became a millionaire off the brand. And he started off on YouTube just as a tutorial barber. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just so happened we were beefing with them. And I saw it as the biggest opportunity of a lifetime to get my name. My name was already growing, but I was like, I can get farther now if I hop into this beef. Everybody's like, why did you get into the beef? I'm like, why wouldn't I? I would be dumb not to. Yeah. And I'm the funny trolley barber, so this is perfect for me because that's what they were doing. We're trolling each other. I'm like a creative character when it comes to this shit, bro. I'm finna go crazy. And I woke up, I see my girl showed me what was going on. I immediately knew exactly what I was gonna do. I took their logo, put it on a white background, crossed it out with like spray paint looking thing, put their names, but like trolley names, not their real names, crossed them out, put it on Tupac, hit him up, took my fucking shirt off and sang the fucking song and put how TPOB feels about the other brand, right? And that shit goes fucking up. The dude, the CEO, the guy that owns the company, repost the video, and as soon as I got the message, the notification that he reposted it, got him. That's all I needed. That's all I wanted. Yeah. This shit ain't personal. It's all business with me. But if you can't see that, you're an idiot. But it just like when Tupac and Biggie beef, it sold records. He sold a lot of products, and I sold just off my promo code alone that I was that's all the money I made was just from my promo code off those Clippers. I made a lot of money off that. Just that I know the brand, the CEO of my brand made tons of money off that beef. And then I dropped my first drop of clothes, which was Fuck Your Favorite Barber. Cause like I told you, this guy was one of the biggest YouTube barbers. Him and 360 Jeezy, shout out 360 Jeezy, that's my dog. They're the two top dogs and they've been for a long time. Yeah. So it is a lot of people's favorite barber. So that's why I dropped that and it sold out. I sold 100 shirts in like 2 days.
Yeah, it's pretty hard, bro.
And that's how we got the blur print. And I'm on maybe like my 10th drop. I have like 6 different types, not just clothes. I have other stuff. You know what I mean? I have hats, capes, all types of shit on there. You know what I mean? Check out my Shopify, blurprint.shop. It's not hard.
Come on.
But yeah. That's how I did start.
That's
that
dope,
shit.
Bro. That's hella dope.
Appreciate you, bro. It's been a dope ass journey. Shout out to my girl too, because she helps a lot. Like I've been telling y'all, you really need a team behind you. And sometimes your girl just the hardest player on the team, on your team. Sometimes she even go harder than your boys. But whether it's your girl or you have your best friend, it's just gonna go hard for you. You need somebody, and sometimes one person or 2 people is better than a whole group of people that aren't gonna put in as much. No, I mean, you can find 2 solid people who are going to put it in the world versus 15 people that's barely going to put in anything. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's the main. I think that's one of the main things the team part, but don't focus on big team.
Just have a solid foundation around you and all that.
The team will grow when you need it to grow, and you'll get the people as you go, as I have. You know what I'm saying? But to start, you just maybe one, maybe even yourself. Yeah. I'm just blessed to have that one or that 2. You know what I'm saying?
No, definitely.
And with everything that you're doing, are you trying to like just go strictly get away from barbering and just do like skits and entertainment like that? Or are you trying to always be having someone in the booth?
I'm going to do both. I think I'm going to do both. I think I'm starting to, I've always been out. See, luckily, like I said, I hadn't locked this niche where it wasn't just barbers watching my barber content. I was making funny skits that were just funny all the way around. But I was just using barbering as my foundation or like my setting. You know what I mean? Every content creator has their setting. Yeah. And that was an easy way to pick a setting for me. You know what I'm saying? And it's so easy to make jokes because the barbershop is a place where jokes are made already. Yeah. So naturally, the masses don't see it as just one niche. But whether the way other barber influencers do it, yes, of course, you're going to see it that way because it's very broad and boring. And it's straight barber. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you can tell it's just straight to the point. Mine is like a skit of like, a mom coming in, but like shit that everybody has seen other than just barbers. Even if you've just been waiting in there, you've seen a mom look like the kind of mom I would walk in looking like, you know what I'm saying? And do a scenario, and everybody's seen it in real life, so everybody thinks it's funny. But now I've definitely been going outside of the barber realm, and I've been very successful doing it. I feel like, and I've gotten a lot of praise and notice from it. So I do both. And I feel like I've been able to balance it really well. But I'm always gonna drop gems for the barbers and shit like that, because I mean that's my fan base. That's my consumer. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, of course. But I mean, look at Vic Blends. Look at the other guys that have done it. They're still barber.
Yeah, they're still keeping in touch with it. Yeah,
but they're expanding. And I think that's really what I want to do with it. You feel me?
Okay. Just go as far as you can with it.
Yeah, it doesn't. I'm not saying I want to do it the way they did it at all. I'm gonna do it my way, just like I've done this whole way, and that's why everybody's been so shocked to see. Because originally in the bar, I ain't gonna lie, in the beginning, a lot of the big heads in the barber industry, the upper people in the industry, they're like, bro, that shit not gonna work. Yeah. It's working right now, but it's only gonna get you so far. You know what I mean? It's too much. Even if you like, the way they would tell me, I've toned it down, but I wouldn't say I toned it down. I've just mastered it and polished it and figured it out. And I'm still do it the same way I did. Still just as crazy and out of pocket. I do watch what I say a little bit more. You know what I mean? And less opinionated. But other than that, it's still the same shit. You know what I'm saying? But they told me it wasn't gonna work, and it worked. So that's what I'm saying. My way is always gonna be different.
No, definitely. And like you said, a lot of your videos, they connect with broad audiences. Why? What would you like credit that connection to? Like
life experience. I've been around a lot of different kinds of people, bro. Like I've been blessed to where like, we moved from out this way when I was younger. My mom had me going to better schools, but I was, I always had family that was in the mix. And then even as I got older, I would always run back to be in the mix. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I got the best of both worlds because I played sports and shit. And I ain't gonna lie, I was good. So I went to good schools. You know what I'm saying? So I got to be around the rich white kids and be around their parents and learn how to be at their houses and be around those kind of people. But also, I was very street smart and still moved in the streets. You know what I mean? So I got the best of both worlds. And then whether it was me going to, like I said, like, I might go golfing with my white friends, but I've been in jail with the thugs and with the homies, you know what I'm saying, chilling, you know what I'm saying, but I've been everywhere. So I think just having all these, being able to connect and know how people relate and respond, I think is what's got me so far, you know what I'm saying, and it made it to where everybody likes it. Because I just use life. It might be a barber setting, like I said, but the video is relative to life and just, you know what I mean, to make everybody feel or laugh. And like I said, now I've gotten out of that, or not out of it, but outside of the box of barbering, and I make regular videos too, you know what I'm saying?
No, that's dope. That's dope. And I even see like in your clothing brand, like you still resonate with like a large audience. Like even I saw your recent drop, was it Respect the Garage Barber?
Yeah.
And I thought that was dope, because a lot of people, like I've heard you say, they kind of disregard the fact that most people start that way. You know what I'm saying? Most people start at the crib or just cutting the homies because they don't want to pay to go to the barbershop or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
And from the supplier standpoint, right? Or like the seller standpoint, it's an easy win because everybody either started there or you're there right now. So you could buy it for the nostalgic feeling or you could buy it because you're there right now.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So marketing wise, it's a layup. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. It made perfect sense.
No, definitely.
Talking about barbers, bro. What's the most like?
I don't even know what you're gonna ask. I'm just like, well, I want to know.
What's like the most annoying type of client to cut?
Just the one that either his girl picking the haircut or he do this. He like move a lot. I mean, it's pretty simple. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or to like talk when you're trying to line up their mustache or something like. Or talk to everybody else, or the client that talked to your client while he start talking like, and I don't just the ones that's gonna make your job hard.
Yeah. I feel it. That's crazy.
No, talk about some of those like pet peeves or some of those,
The girlfriend picking a haircut, pet peeve, bro. Like sit your ass in the car. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Land come in and get a
don't
shit.
come in here,
That's
and even
crazy.
if you is paying for it and picking it, send them with a picture. We got it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I've never been to the barbershop.
They trying to be hella bossy and shit.
yeah, they chat about this. There's one girl, yeah, and to what you said, like, I brought my girl in, but even then, she doesn't even want to come in. You know what I'm saying? She'll probably come in for 2 seconds and dip. You know what I'm saying? Like, or we got an Uber, so she had to come in back when we was broke, you know? Like some shit like that, maybe. But even then, she's not gonna tell you how I'm gonna get my. But yeah, this girl, that's probably the one I hate the most. But yeah, this girl literally, she's like, oh yeah, my mom's a hairdresser. When you hear shit like that, or my dad's a barber, just know you in for it.
They about to critique you.
Yeah, they
to the T.
and really, they don't know shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
They acting like they're the ones doing the cutting.
Your daddy probably wasn't even good at cutting hair. You know what I'm saying? Like your mama probably not even good at it. Like but that's what happened. So now she like, yeah, can you like? She's trying to using all the terms. Can you do that like this right here? And I'm doing it. She's like, are you gonna? I'm like, and she's getting up. And then like I had walked away. She tried to like grab my shit. But my sister, she a barber too. She owns the shop. Shout out Dominique. She said, no, don't touch his shit. Like Dominique, I ain't gonna lie, Dominique one of the ones she gonna tell you off rip. Like she on that. Like, and she was like, no. She said, little girl, don't touch that. That's exactly what she said. And then I came back around. She said she was finna try to touch your shit. I was like, in front of her, I was like, I'm looking. I'm like, I'm pretty much done though. And she's like, can you just touch it right here? I'm like, see, the thing is, like, you don't know what you're talking about because if I touch like I told you, the last dude fucked it up, and I told you we just gonna let that grow. But yeah, that's just a long story short. But yeah, she was on my fucking last nerve that day for sure.
That's funny.
But yeah, that's for sure my biggest pet peeve.
That's hella funny. Being on the clientele side, you never really think about that. And you always like, I mean, me personally, you always in there just like, I'm trying to just make it easy for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
You wish everybody thought like that because I think like that. I just sit there and shut up.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to get you in. I'm trying to get in and out as much as you
do their thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's me. But you think everybody, nah.
Doing the most.
Common sense ain't who coming, buddy.
Facts.
No, I feel like I might be, I don't know if this is like stupid or something, but I would barely even look at the cut. I trust what they cut and I leave. Whoa. And if it's fucked up, I'm like, I got to deal with this so I get the next cut.
That's the average person's response. You know, most men, we're simple, bro. We just want to look better than we did when we came in.
Yeah, for sure.
Most people, you know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, there's about 25-30% out there that's extremely picky, but most people just want to see that the hairline is straight for. I mean, if you get that haircut, make sure that motherfucker's straight. It's faded, cool. There ain't no the crazy lines in the fade or nothing, and we up out of here. You know
for real.
And we might be able to deal with one little faint one. You know what I'm saying? Like you see a little faint one, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, all good.
I might tip them just because, like, you know, you got me at a reasonable time, and that's what because you paying for time, bro. Most people are paying for time, whether you're coming in for me to talk to you about your wife and kids. You got to get in and out of here because you run a business. And you got shit to do. Whatever your shit may be, you know what I mean. But you're paying for your time. So for what I tell people is, the best barbers are decent haircutters and great professionals. That's what makes a good barber. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Because it's like 80% mental and 20% haircuts. Yeah. That's how you make money.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like
you gotta be a likable person, have people want to come back to you.
You have good, if you're good like at talking and consulting with the clients and remember their name, their dog's name, just always remember what they did before they like, oh, I'm going to the so-and-so's birthday, that's why I'm getting this haircut. When they come back, how is so-and-so's birthday? Yeah. It's easy, you know what I'm saying? Like, and for some people that's enough to give you $100.
No, for sure.
It's different strokes for different folks. You just gotta know who you're dealing with out there.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
Yeah, I've sat in people's chairs where like the barber made me feel like they didn't even want to cut my hair. I'm like, well, damn, son, I thought you want to make some money today.
Yeah, like he's mad that you there, right?
I'm trying to.
Hey, I seen barbers like that, and I get why they feel like that. He's probably just tired, but even when I do feel like that, I still try to just be like, I was like, yeah, you know, it's been a long day, bro, but how you doing? Like, but I kind of let him know, like, hey, I'm whooped.
Yeah,
so I'm trying to be cool as possible, bro. I'm just tired, bro. So, like, let's get this out the way. How you doing? How the kids? Cut hair.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't do much talking, but I'll listen.
And most of the time, the dude at the end of the day is just getting off work anyway, so he only wants to, hello, how are you? Cut hair and leave anyway. So you're good.
Type shit.
Or you got that yapper barber who's just yapping
everything but that hair.
Yeah, dude.
I'm supposed to make a skit like that.
Dude. You know, it's funny too. I was checking your videos out too. And I think it was so funny how you make fun of yourself, as a barber.
Oh yeah, all the time.
And I'm just like, damn, dude, I be hating when barbers be doing that. And just like you making those videos as a barber, I'm like, damn, that's funny. He knows what it's like. Then
I know what I do. I know we all do it, bro.
Yeah.
But some people are worse than others, but I know we all do it. And that's what I'm saying. It's so relative. But you seen how all men get haircuts.
Yeah.
So I don't have to. I can make the content for you too. It's not just about the barber.
Yeah.
Because you be watching these niggas do be doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then a lot, bro. You'd be surprised. You know how many 40-year-old moms follow me? You know what I'm saying? I have created my following because I started doing now. I do current events.
Okay,
right. That's one of my new ones. Green screen current events.
Oh, that's cool.
Put it up in the back. Just not troll about it, but be fun. Yeah. Show my personality for 45 seconds on the topic. Pretty much, that's what it is. That's all you're doing.
That's cool.
And it's been working, but it gives me a different. A different kind of base.
Fan base, yeah.
It's just another fan base, and it's cool.
Different look at you.
It's moms are anywhere from 30 to 40, but they fuck with me. They think I'm hella funny and shit. I think it's cool though. It's just a new add-on to what I've already had. Hey, shout out to y'all.
Your videos are hella funny. Like the one where you said this is what your barber really doing when he ain't replying. It is blowing up the photo. You just playing Xbox.
But that shit has 5 million views. That's what I'm saying.
That shit's hilarious because you really.
It's relative. It really happens. Bro.
Hey, what are you doing? Don't you not want to make money?
It'd be the times where you need the haircut the most. And they ain't replying.
But it's
today.
And to the barber, it's man, it's Sunday. This fool don't need that bad.
You could have
that's how we're thinking about it. And we're not, bro, I ain't gonna lie. We've been dealing with y'all all week. You know what I'm saying? So once we get on that game, I ain't gonna lie. Any barber can tell y'all this. Once we get on that game, I'm not thinking about that phone.
I'm locked in.
We in the game. I'm in the part. I play 2K. So in my mind, I'm there. I'm in the part.
Yeah.
I'm not barber right now. I'm him. I'm the dude on the court right now. That's where I'm at. I'm not even on the phone.
I'm small forward.
Yeah, the phone. If you want to contact me, hit me on my 2K phone. On the phone on 2K. That's how you get a hold of me.
So ping my line.
That's what I'm saying. Hit me on there.
On my course.
What do you think is the proper way to get paid as a barber? Because I be hating going to a barber and they don't have the one app, and it's man, I only got this app.
Cash is king, brother.
Cash is the way to do it every
Cash
time.
Cash or Zelle.
Cash
or Zelle goes straight to your bank.
Yeah, and you don't have to do no transfer.
You don't have to put no extra money because I'm not gonna lose no money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Zelle or Cash, those are the two best ones.
I'm not gonna lie, as a consumer,
we'll take whatever though.
That's my biggest pet peeve though. When I go to a barbershop, they're like, "No, you gotta pay through the app. You gotta pay through the app."
Yeah,
I'm like,
whatever.
bro, I'm not trying to.
I don't even have it set up to where you can pay through my app.
Yeah.
Nah, I'll fuck with that. But my demographic, I work where my barbershop is more inner city, you could say. So my demographic doesn't think like that. They don't want to pay through the app. Most of them, they have debit cards and shit, but they don't use them like most people do. If I worked in Walnut Creek, that would be great. But that's the demographic you're dealing with.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think it just depends on where you're at.
No, for sure. And keep on the barbershop talk real quick. I want to ask you, what are your top 3 unwritten rules that most people might not know? Maybe it's a, well-known unwritten rule, but what would you say is a barbershop unwritten rule?
Don't point out something that that is messed up that he ain't noticed. Cause I don't want to have to fix it.
That's crazy.
2, if you hear me trying to convince somebody to get a haircut, convince him with me.
For sure.
And 3, keep all your baby mama shit and all that shit out the shop. I guess.
Don't bring no drama.
Yeah, all that. Keep all that personal shit out the shop.
No, for sure.
That's funny.
That first one was funny. It said, don't point no shit out.
Nah, because they'll be like, "Hey, brother, you gonna like?" I'm like,
he's like,
bro, he wasn't even
touch it up just a little bit.
He didn't even know, but now he know. Because there's the barber eye and then there's y'all eyes. Y'all eyes don't see what we see.
Yeah.
Y'all still see an A+ haircut, because it is, it still really is. But like,
it's just like the small nitty gritty.
To the nitty gritty, and we was like really trying to nitpick it. As a barber, you could be like, "Hey, brother, you could take the guard right there."
You see the detail.
Hey, bro, I know that for a fact because there was one time I was in the barbershop. It's the fucking homie to the next. He was like, "Hey, hold on." He's like, "Wait, you got," like you say, "Take the guard down, bro. Fade him a little bit more right there." And I was looking at it, I was like,
now if he's like good. a newer barber, and it's really like something that should be fixed before he walks out the shop, because shop reputation is on the line. Not even if you own the barbershop, but the whole shop's reputation is on the line if a bad haircut walks out of it. Because it might be a walk-in, doesn't even know anybody's name. He'd be like, yeah, that guy, and now they think it's you. You know what I'm saying? Like, but so you always want to make sure a bad haircut don't walk out. But like the littlest, something that you really wouldn't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like just a little bit of weight right here that you wouldn't even go notice.
Not
you know
even
what I'm saying?
at all,
like, not even a bit. Yeah. None of your people was even gonna notice it when they stared at it. You know what I'm saying? So like they'd be like, "Hey, you gonna shut up?
Cut that shit out."
You know what I'm saying?
Cut that shit out.
Yeah.
That's hella funny, bro.
And talk about like the competition, or like even just like the trash talk, everything like that. From barber to barber, because I was even at the barbershop a month back, bro, and bro took forever. Like I was sitting there sweating, palms sweating, because it's been like 2 hours, barely lining me up and everything. And the barber right next to him was like, bro, I've already been through 2 haircuts. Hurry your ass.
Yeah, so we do that. So
was he like a new guy though, or
I don't know.
Probably had to have been.
Because I've had that situation too, where he took a minute, and then the other barber had to come help him. Like, yo, bro, you want to just
that happens, bro. Because there's always a new barber, bro.
You don't want to be shy and get up in there. He said,
yeah. And then nowadays,
and then me too. I'm sitting in the chair like, yo, I got places to be, bro. I know you perfection right now, but I ain't that good looking. You know what I mean?
I'm so glad that y'all are saying this, because I talk about this shit. And the problem right now is, I'm gonna tell you why. California, they just lowered the hours to 1,000 hours. It takes 6 months to go to barber school. Everybody going to barber school now sees motherfuckers like me on the internet. Gotti said he made six figures last year cutting hair. Yeah, but you know how hard it was to do that? It was a lot of work. They don't see that hard. They're like, I'm gonna go to barber school with no experience, none, never even touched a clipper. And just after I'm done, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to make 100K, right? Then that's the guy that you get cutting your hair. That has the guy like, hey, bro, no, this is how you do it. And you're like, shouldn't you have learned that? You see what I'm saying? But that's why that shit's happening more. Because, bro, when I was a kid growing up, that didn't happen.
No, for sure.
The barber, he might not have been as good, but he wasn't going to need no help, though. Like, you feel me? Like,
everybody know
he
how
was
to cut
going to
hair.
be cool. He might not have been as good, but he ain't going to need no help.
Not at all, but barbers were also a lot older, I feel like, when we were kids.
Yeah,
like,
well, now, like I said, there's people like me on the internet making 12-year-olds want to be barbers. And I think it's the coolest thing in the world. I love it. Y'all, hey, little kids, keep wanting to be a barber. Just know it's hard work. The shit takes, like, it's
Put the time in.
And it takes time, bro. You can't just wake up and charge $100.
Yeah.
It take what you can't, like, so I charge like anywhere from kids are 40, 50 for a regular adult haircut, and 60 up with beard, and if you want styles, and it's plus, you know what I mean? It can go all the way. Just depends. And generally, most people pay me $60, tip me $20, make about $8 a haircut. Took me a long fucking time to get there, though. You know, see what I'm saying? Like, I didn't just wake up and get $100 for haircuts all the time, bro. I get it a lot now, but it took years, bro. I've been cutting since I was 16.
No, for real.
You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? Like, but everybody wants instant gratification. That's not how life works in general. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Life don't work like that at all. In any aspect of life, does it work like that?
No, for
so
real.
it's, you know, but that's the problem. That's why you got little Timmy over there getting help.
Taking hella long on your shit.
It's been happening to me a lot because I just moved out here.
It's happening more and more. There's more, bro. And the thing is the older barbers like me, well, I'm 30, but are just seasoned barbers, right?
Yeah.
We're already booked and busy. We can go to a suite. We can cut hair in a spot like this if we want to, because we already have the clientele. No. And me, I work in a shop where there's only one other barber, and they're only there twice a week. I'm there by myself most of the time. There's no walk-ins. I don't care because I have a clientele base. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But so now when a barbershop are looking for barbers, they come to me. I'm like, I'm cool where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? The dude in the suites, I'm good where I'm at.
Yeah.
I don't need to come over there with you. Go check out the barber school. There you go.
That's where they come from. That's where they come
now,
from.
That's your barber, and it's I'm not trying to knock nobody. I think I keep going. It's a hard journey. You know what I mean? I talk about this every day in my content, but just
put in your 10,000 hours.
Put in the fucking work. That's it. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Just like any craft,
easy,
that 10,000 hours, right? You got to just put it in.
And going to school isn't going to be enough, bro. It's just like, bro, no NBA player ever just only went to practice. They practice outside of practice.
Exactly.
It's the same fucking thing.
Perfecting your craft going to take a lot more than just
school ain't going to be enough,
learning.
bro.
Yeah.
So you do something.
A little bit extra curricular activity.
No, more than extra. Hey, off the back. Bring them all.
Off the back. Bring them all.
Shit.
Bring them all. Shit.
No,
These pants tight.
so what would you say to the up and coming barber that maybe, is coming up in the current climate, and what is the path to success in your eyes?
It's pretty much everything I just said, bro. I mean, there's no correct path. Everybody's journey is different. Everybody starts at different times. Whether you're starting at 4, I've seen people start at 40, and I've seen people start at 8. You know what I mean? No matter where you're starting, it's just like I said, whoever works the hardest makes the most. Do you necessarily need to be the best at cutting hair? No, you don't, but you need to outgrind everybody and be at least good. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to be good before you start. That's another thing. Just like, bro, everybody's journey is different. When you're worth 10, charge 5. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're worth 20, charge 10. Get to where you need to be and get those reps and put in the work. The shit's not easy. You're not gonna go to sleep and wake up and be me or another guy. You know what I'm saying? That's already it's successful for me, or even more successful than me, because there is barbers out there that is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just happen to find another route to help me be so successful as well, on top of my success already. But just work hard and have that. You gotta have that Kobe Kamamba mentality. You gotta outwork everybody. That's what I always tell. Is how when I like to say it like this, because I was in the streets and I sold dope. And for the youngins, it's an easy way for them to understand it. When you on the block, there's 50 people on the block. Everybody's selling the same dope. It's all the same shit. Whether it's weed, crack, heroin, fentanyl, whatever the fuck it is, everybody's got the same shit. But what's gonna make you, like, what are you gonna do to get yourself out there and make everybody want to buy it from you? There's hella barbers. There's hella people who cut hair just as good as me or better. But I go out there and I make sure I get the clients, and I make, you know what I mean? I make myself stand out. Just like when I was on the block, I was nice to the knocks. You know what I'm saying? I make friends with them, so they come by for me, even though there's 50 people on the block that got the same shit I got. They just like me better. Yeah. So that's why I'm selling more of my product. It's the same thing when you cut hair. Yeah. That's the best way I can put it.
Sell yourself, yeah.
Is you selling yourself, bro. Mm-hmm. But you got to work yourself up to be a product that's sellable.
Yeah. No, I feel that. I feel that. And it translates into every aspect, because it's exactly. Like in your content, keep you know what I mean, excelling and trying to turn up your amount. Like, you should keep trying to become better. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't just reach a point. A lot of barbers do this too. They get to a point where they're like good enough, and they're like, I'm cool right here. But that's also why you only make like $70,000 a year versus a motherfucker to make it. I made $130,000 my first year on accident. Yeah, I just grinded out, and I had dedicated myself to the passion to where when I was in the position in the shop, the opportunity was presented, I was ready for the opportunity. My skills was there, and all I had to do was just have to hustle. You know what I'm saying? And the drive. So I think as long as you're always working and ready for the opportunities, I see a lot of people miss their opportunities because they come and they're not ready. Yeah. But if you're always ready, you don't have to get ready, and you'll be ready for whatever. And the opportunities come, you know what I mean? They come so random.
Stay ready, so you don't gotta get ready.
You know what I'm saying? The opportunities come when you least expect it. You know what I'm saying? So just always be ready. That's what I would always tell people.
No, for sure. Bro.
Shout out your clothing brand for the one time.
Hey, it's the blur print, bro. It's not the blueprint. It's Gotti with the blur print. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. What can we expect next? Like, what's
without withholding too much information? What can we expect? At least for the people who fuck with you. Like what's going on next? Clothes,
we just gonna keep scaling that. Of course, it's only gonna get bigger and better, and we're gonna, you know what I mean? It's clothes. It's just gonna get bigger and better. That's all I can really do with the clothes. You know what I'm saying? But just be on the lookout. I'm gonna start doing more courses. You know what I mean? Try to start some classes up. But I want to take that on the road though. Like, do so rather than just a meet and greet. Start doing like the 10 people seminars where you pay like, you know, every person pays like maybe $250, $500, whatever, but you spend the whole 8 hours with me. We go through everything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. From cutting hair to the content to marketing to the whole breakdown. You know what I'm saying? And then also like, you know what I mean? There's others you can do. There's that route, the tour route where I'd want to go take that like state to state, whether it's me renting out the venues or people using barber supplies as the venues or whatever. That's how a lot of people do it. There's a lot of things I want to do, bro. I'm gonna be real. People ask me about a shop. Probably not to stop. I want to get a school, but that's way late. That's probably gonna be later on down the line. You know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff I got coming, bro. It's just a matter of just getting all the stuff in order. It's all coming though.
Yeah,
you feel me? And there's just so much. I'm really into it. I'm always trying to find ways to invest. So there's always ways that people don't hear about. That's not you know what I mean? Not necessarily like in the content.
Not the shit people want to be seeing.
Yeah, you don't necessarily want to see it. So, but I do. There's other shit I do too, right? And it's legal, by the way. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, you
gotta let them know.
There's so many things I want to do. It's just I'm a dreamer, bro. I've always been a dreamer since I was a little kid. I was the only child for like a long time till I was like 8 or 9. Mm-hmm. So I spent a lot of time just daydreaming, and I've always like dreamed for the stars. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like all the stuff that's happening now, I've always dreamed about that shit. It wasn't just like, I'm so lucky it happened. Like,
yeah.
As a little kid, I always wanted to be like a mogul. I just didn't know how I was gonna get there. Yeah. I just happened to use it. This is just my way in the door.
Nah, you can tell, bro. It's a testament to your upbringing, and like how you were saying earlier, you wouldn't change nothing for the world, bro, because it made you who you are. You could tell that your passion is there, bro. Clearly, it's been working for you, and that's probably why you've been so successful. I
appreciate you, bro, a lot, bro. It's dope when other people see it, because I move so fast, and I grew up like I accomplished a lot of things in like sports and academically before I dropped out of high school, right?
Yeah.
But it was my mom. She never made it to where like it was like we said we didn't celebrate shit. Like we celebrate like good job, but our next thing. So I don't really celebrate my own wins as much. But I ain't gonna lie, it's a good skill to learn in a sense, because you have to be that way so you can get more wins.
You gotta be your biggest critic for sure.
Exactly. So, so I don't always notice all my wins as they're happening. So when other people point them out, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying?
No, definitely. Brick by brick, you're building a solid, dope foundation.
I'm trying, bro.
Yeah, I can see going many places, bro. I could even see you stepping in that comedy space and stuff like that, bro. You're a funny ass dude. Your videos are great, bro. Like,
some people from Tubi been adding me, bro. People that make Tubi movies. So hey, anybody that make Tubi movies, YouTube movies, holla at me,
fuck
bro.
with the boy, come on.
Fuck with me. I'm ready, bro. I feel like I could play a lot of different characters, bro.
No, definitely.
It don't even have to be like, obviously I'm really good at the funny hood characters, but I could play other characters too. I've done it. You know what I'm saying? In content.
Ice Cube, get the next barbershop going.
Ice Cube just hit me in general.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
Shout out Cube.
No, for real.
Because that barbershop movie, like I said, that's another one of them ones that really I used to imitate a lot and help mold me, or like it's crazy how those people don't realize how much those movies back in the day for me molded what is going on right now. Like it gave me a lot of my personalities, you know what I'm saying? Like in the
humor,
content, my personality in real life, it gave me a lot of my personality. Like just the funny me and stuff like that. Like, so that it'd be dope. It'd be dope as fuck to work with Q, or even like Mike Epps. And I know like you know who Lou
Do Too Much?
Yeah, like so he's from Antioch, but like he started off doing comedy, and Mike Epps is his biggest, like that was his favorite comedian growing up, and he even got to work with him. So like, you know what I'm saying? Not that I'm anywhere near the comedian that Lou is. Shout out to Lou, you know what I'm saying? But like to see his dream like come together like that would be, you know what I mean? That's dope as fuck.
Yeah, no, definitely.
See somebody that you would like to collab.
I've seen him in real life way before that. I saw, you know what I mean? I seen Lou in real life before that. So like, it's
but still, like, would you be down to make some content with him too?
Oh hell yeah! No, but I'm saying
you too much hella funny. Playboy from the Bay Boy.
What I'm saying is not that it's just he's just regular. I'm saying that like I had seen him in real life before he got to that point. So to see him at that point now is like, bro, shout out, like good for you, bro. You know what I mean? I don't know him personally. I know people that are really close to him, but I never really knew him personally. I just seen him around as we were growing up and stuff. You know what I mean? Same areas and shit. But to see him where he's at now is dope. Just like Simba.
No, for sure.
To see what Simba's doing now is fucking dope, bro.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
He's lit.
So yeah, just like, because bro, all those people even if you didn't actually meet them in face to face, right, per se, right? Just watching them where they started, just back before and seeing what they're doing now. Simba's writing songs, some of the hits you hear on the radio right now. You know what I'm saying? From what I've heard.
No, definitely.
Facts.
Shit, we need to see Blair Gotti cutting Sonny Bo.
I don't know who cuts Lou, but hey Lou, you know what I'm saying? Fuck with me. But his boy, one one of his best friends is actually in barber school right now. Shout out to Scotty. But so I'm pretty sure he probably gets kept by him.
Nah, that's dope.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
dope.
But hey,
The skit would be hilarious.
Either way,
The skit would be hilarious.
I'll tap in. I ain't too good to tap in. That's got me really far too. Not thinking that being scared to holler at people.
That's too.
It's got me really far because a lot of a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to take them up first. I don't want to act like I'm on his dick. Like
too good for me.
Shit, I hit it. If I feel like you'll see it. Cause you like if I see that you be active on my shit, I just see that you. I guess you reachable. You know what I mean? So I'll shoot it out there like, bro, you trying to work? And you'd be surprised how many people are like willing to work with me. Cause I don't see myself as big as other people see me. I guess.
Yeah.
So like when I hit other people up in the Bay, they'd be like, yeah, it's good. But they're people I've been watching for years. So I'm like, that's crazy. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I did C-Lee. I did some skits with C-Lee.
Okay.
That was dope as fuck. I've been watching C-Lee forever. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Baystock's around my age too, but I've been watching Baystock before I got big. Me and Baystock did skits together. There's hella people. You know what I mean? I got skits on the way. Even people, some rappers from out here too, from the town. We got some shit on the way. But it's just a matter of sometimes we don't got time to link. They be busy.
Yeah.
I've been in talks with a lot of, since I started going outside the box, I've been talking to a lot more just like regular content creators that just make other content, not just barber shit. And so now I got some people that is trying to work, and there's some dope people too, like some people from I don't know, you know who 2 times Monte is? I am Monte. He does like, if you're in East Oakland, go to this gas station. It's the safest gas station. But it's not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I've seen it.
Bruh, he's hella funny. I'm finna do something with him coming up. Like, that's just an example, you know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
I can't wait to do that one. That shit's gonna be funny as fuck.
No,
and I'm about to work with the little YN dudes, the ones that do all the little YN skits. Okay. The little light skin motherfuckers that do those skits. And one of them tapped you in. I'm finna do one with them. I'm finna be Unc.
Okay. No, that's dope, bro.
There you go.
That's dope. I'm excited to see what you got.
Big things coming from the boy, man.
I appreciate y'all, bro.
Likewise, bro. Appreciate you pulling up, man, making the time for us. Even after a long day of work, man, we appreciate it, bro.
No, it's all good. I appreciate y'all, bro. I would have did it.
He said he's going back to work after this.
Hell no. I'm getting on the game. I'm getting on 2K, brother.
What you want, PS5 or Xbox?
P5, bro. I haven't played the box since 360.
That's lit.
Same here.
That's lit. Well, for your supporters, you know, that always be watching, what's one last piece of advice you got to leave with them? Your best piece of advice, man.
Hey, stay hungry, stay foolish, and turn your passion to profits, brother.
No, that's awesome.
That's it.
Well, we appreciate you coming, man. Thank you very much. And, you know.
Anytime, brother, I would come back. I would love to be back.
Yeah, we love to have you back, bro.
Even if you ever want me as like an extra host or something, bro. Just like,
definitely. Hey, we gotta do it again.
Or like when you guys can't make it.
Yeah.
Hey, brother, you can't make it till you come trying to be like the guest. I'm there, bro.
Come on,
we
appreciate that, bro.
I'm down, bro.
Shout out all the tags every time, one more time for everybody out there who can find you.
Hey, so it's official Blur Gotti on TikTok. It's Blur Gotti on Instagram, and it's BLURGOTTI. My YouTube is Blur Gotti as well. I'll be on there more. You know what I'm saying? My Shopify, blurprint.shop. It's the easiest thing to remember. Go on there right now. Join the SMS. You know what I'm saying? You get discounts. You can get the shirts or any drop the day before with a discount. All that. So many perks to it. Definitely join the SMS when you go on the site. And shout out to y'all, bro. I appreciate this opportunity. This is a dope ass podcast, bro. I hope you guys nothing but blessings, and you know what I mean. I'm gonna spread the word, and I hope you guys get people bigger than me on here. You know what I'm saying?
No, I appreciate
you guys got some dope shit going on for sure.
All love, man. Thank you.
Shout out to Unquestionable, bro.
Yes, sir. It's Unquestionable. And if you haven't already, you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit us, tell us what you want to see, who you want to see, and more. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace with it.
Bye.